Want to deal a ton of magic strength damage? We're talking about being close to your enemy, or you could be far away from it. Today, I bring to you guys my Black Knight Helfen Steeple build that is going to crush anyone that gets in your way. You are going to be dealing so much damage, not just physical damage, but also a ton of magic damage. And before I get started, just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for your support. It means a lot to us. Also, thank you for everyone that likes the video and also subscribes to the channel. So now let's dive into the video. And we are going to be taking a look at my Black Knight. In this one, we are going to be focusing on the Helfen Steeple. As you guys can see here, this weapon has tremendous amount of magic and physical damage. Especially, we are going to be focusing more on magic as its skills attributes are B in strength, in intelligence, and C on strength. And you guys see the attribute required 22 and 19, making this weapon very potent. Now, you may say to yourself, how is it possible that we are going to be dealing so much magic damage? Well, so the Black Knight comes from the Dark Era. He is able to deal tremendous amount of damage to bosses, to any foe that gets in the way, and we are going to be focusing a lot on this weapon. This one here is a must get weapon because it's not just an OP weapon, it is a great sword. And what happened to the great swords with the update of 1.06? Well, the strong and charged attacks become even faster, and at the same time is going to always be infused with additional magic damage, making this weapon not just very potent, guys, and also the animation attack after making a roll becomes even faster. So in overall, this Black Knight is going to be a scary thing in Elden Ring. So now, where can you guys pick up this weapon? Pull up the map and you guys are going to be able to find this weapon by the snow section, which is going to be around here. It's going to be dropped by Tibia Mariner on a ledge south Castle of Sol and northwest of the Snow Valley ruins. As you guys see there, it's going to be around this section. You guys are going to be able to grab this weapon. I'm telling you guys, this weapon is a must get, and you guys will see why. And then we are going to be using the Staff of Loss, because this one is an S tier, and the sorcery scaling, as you guys see there, is 235, and intellectual is 14, and dexterity is 12. This one is going to take advantage of the spell that we have here, and I'll show you guys later on what type of spell we are using just to keep foes away if they're too far. And it's just going to give us that distance that we like as we're able to fight them off. And next, we are going to be using the Nice Cavalry complete armor set. Not only does this armor look amazing, and it's one that you guys should get, but it's going to give us nice poise. It's not the best armor for poise, but not only does it look amazing, but it goes well with the Black Knight build. Now, let me show you guys how you guys are going to be able to use this build. The great thing about this weapon is that every 30 seconds, we are able to infuse it with an additional damage that is going to take us to 875. We're talking about almost over 50 additional points that we are going to be dealing every 30 seconds. We have the light attack, which is a lot faster now. And we also have the strong attack. Okay, and I believe that this weapon, especially this weapon, the light attack is really fast. I mean, it moves fast. And as you guys are able to see here in this gameplay, take a look at it. You get to see how deadly, how fast we are going to be able to deal so much damage to any foe. So in every 30 seconds, we are going to be able to infuse that to give us an additional damage. And as you guys see, it's going to be a lot of fun dealing that amount of damage. Then on top of this, we are also going to be using a couple of incantations. Now that I showed you guys how to use this build, now let me show you how to put it together to make it even more stronger than what it is. And we are going to be using the following talismans. One is going to be the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. This one is going to enormously boost our physical damage negation by an additional 20% with our 44 poise and the great poise that this armor has. We are going to be able to withstand any hit, and at the same time it's going to be a lot easier to take down foes because we are going to be standing on our own feet to be able to deal that amount of damage. Now, where can you get this great shield? So this one is going to be located close by where we are right now. So this one's going to be located around here. The best way to get there is going to be from the drainage channel. As you go out and go through that branch and go up, you are going to be able to see it inside of a coffin. The next talisman is going to be the Great Jar's Arsenal. This one is an amazing talisman because it does raise your maximum equip load by an additional 20%. As you see there, right now it's at 85.7. If we are to able to remove it, it goes to 72. So you get an additional 15.7 points additional added to your equip load, allowing us to not only use the weapon itself but also the armors. And the next talisman is a must because we are running magic as a primary, and it's going to be the Magic Scorpion Charm. This one's going to raise your magic power by an additional 12% and also give you a damage negation by 10%. It's going to help you with our magic attack, which is what we want to do, because not only is it going to help us our incantations and also our spells, but as well as the infusion of the weapon itself, since it's scaled by intelligence. And as you guys are able to see, the attack power is 247 plus magic and an additional 178. So where can you get this talisman? This one, you are able to get it from the Celebes questline after you give him the Preceptor to him. And the last talisman is going to be the Shard of Alexander. This one's going to raise our attack power skills by an additional 50%. You are able to get this talisman once you complete the Alexander questline, defeat him, and then you are able to grab it. Now, if you want to change one of the talismans and give it a different look, I would probably suggest doing the Dragon Crest. Exchange it with the turtle, the green turtle talisman, just to raise the stamina recovery speed, and that is going to help you. You can also use the following talisman, which is going to be the Carrion Filigree Crest, which is going to lower the FP consumption by skill, since you are going to be using sorcery, incantations, and on top of this, the magic infusion of your weapon, which takes about 20 FP each time you use it. I would probably suggest those two different talismans to be able to, maximize on what you guys are trying to use or the different playing style that you guys want to do. Now, to boost the additional damage that you are going to be able to do with this build, we must use the Flask of Wondrous Physics. One, we are going to be using the Magic Shrouding Crack tier, which is going to temporarily boost the magic attacks, and that also includes not only the weapon, but also the different spells and incantations that we're using by an additional 3 minutes. We are going to be very OP, dealing a lot of damage to any foe, any boss in Elden Ring. And this works greatly because pretty much, a fight lasts from about 3 to 5 minutes with any boss. So you guys will be a-okay with that mix. And also the next one is going to be the Stone Barb Crack tier. This one's going to temporarily makes the stance break easier, meaning when you are dealing physical damage to any foe, they're going to go down a lot easier than what they would if you didn't have the crack tier in your inventory. Okay, now what type of incantation spells we are using for this build? One of the things that we're going to be using is, of course, the Staff of Loss. This one is going to help us to do the following spells. One is going to be the Ancient Death Raccoon. This one deals a lot of damage because each different skull that goes by deals damage to anyone. And as you guys are able to see here in the video, you get to see what the amount of damage this spell is able to do. And then we are also going to be using the following. Gravelstone Seal, fully leveled up, is going to be 25. This one here, we are going to be using it for not only Flame Grant Me Some Strength, because that's going to boost our physical damage that we're going to be able to do. And then the next one is going to be the Golden Bow. And now, in especially this one, the Noble Presence, this incantation here is very OP. It can pretty much bring down just about anyone by just pretty much just making this move. It breaks the stance of any enemy, knocks him on the ground, and then you guys are able to just pretty much knock him out with the sword itself. Now, the final thoughts about this build. Not only this build is OP because you guys are using 3 different things. One is going to be the physical damage of 247, magic damage that you guys are going to be infusing. And also, this weapon does deal frost damage after you guys hit him. Any foe with 3 hits, they're going to be pretty much being surrounded by frost, which frost does damage over time. So you guys are going to be taking advantage of those 3 different things. The armor just goes well because it's going to give you that nice poise to be able to get on foes' faces, and the spells and the incantations are going to be helping you guys just to get out of any trouble that you get into. Just, you get surrounded by so many foes, or you guys want to just fight from far away. You can always use the spell that is going to help you do that. Now, since this build is at 150, the attributes points that I would do is 40, just to give you enough HP to not only take a lot of hits, because you want to make sure you stay alive at all times, so you are able to deal damage. And then mine is going to be at 25, which is just perfect enough to use all the different incantations, the spells, and also the additional infusion power on the weapon itself. And then endurance is going to be 25, good enough because you guys are using the jar talisman to give you an additional 15 points to that. So you guys are going to be light enough to be able to do that. And then strength, since it's our second skill, is going to be at 42. Dexterity is going to be at 12, just enough so we are able to use the different things that we need to in this build. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Intelligence, I will go to 50. I did a test and I raised it up to 70, and I did about 22 for the physical damage. And I gotta tell you that when you go to 70, you actually are not gaining much damage. So it would be best if you do at 50 and 42, or just keep it around 50 for intelligence and just throw it the different other points in your other different attributes, and you guys will be really good about dealing a lot of damage to any foes. And now faith is going to be 26, just enough to use the different type of incantations and spells. In arcane, we're actually not using it, so 9 is okay. Also, if you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much for sticking around, and also don't forget to hit that like. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscription button, because we have more Elden Ring videos coming for you this whole week, and also gaming related videos this whole entire week. So do expect that in your inbox. Thank you for watching, and also take a look at this video here. This is a very OP fire bleed build that is going to be deleting a lot of foes, and especially Melina. If you want to do that, take a look at this video. You guys are going to love it.